Hello and welcome back to the Fastest Podcast. I'm your host Jazz and I'm joined today by Dogra and Pigeon. And this is our team review. This is second part of that. We will be covering Sauber. Yay!
We should have had Dan for this.
We should have had Dan.
It's a crime that we don't have Dan for this one.
Yeah.
If Dan was here for this one, though, it would have been about a 2-hour podcast. So, a dissection of every single one of Nico Hulkenberg's greatest performances this season.
With a 1-hour section covering just Britain.
Dan, we miss you, but it's probably for the best. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of in this series that we're doing, just evaluating the teams, a quick summary of the seasons that they've had, and as we say, this is all about Sauber. Do you know what? It was a bit of a better year for them, considering the year that they had last year. They've got two very impressive drivers in, that old fox, Nico Hulkenberg. And obviously new young rookie, Gabriel Bortoleto, who has had a fantastic, F2 champion in 2024. And they've got a great lineup. He's had a great rookie season, and the team have really made some steps forward, where the field has just generally been closer this season. So we've seen some quite impressive performances from them. We've seen some points finishes, more so than we saw last season. Obviously, we have now said goodbye to Sauber in Formula One. So they will become Audi next season. So this was kind of a greatest hits year for them. So let's get into it. What did you make of Kick Sauber's Formula One season?
I think it was pretty solid this year. Around like lots of point finishes. Hulkenberg's podium, of course, but amazing performances by Bortoleto, who was like constantly outpacing his older, very much experienced teammate. I think at least 50% of the races in the points, at least for them.
I think it's a little less, but still pretty impressive.
Still a pretty impressive result
if you go back to last year, they only had points in I think 2 races.
Yeah.
Which were the final 2 races of the season. So yeah.
They were going in the right direction. They were getting ready for 2025.
Yeah, but also if you look at what they have been able to do this year, they have brought in Jonathan Wheatley, they have Mattia Binotto, 2 experienced people who really know what they're doing, where you're not being held back by Ferrari, that is.
Or Christian Horner.
And it's and it's really, really, they set them free on that team. They've brought upgrades in. They have a lineup which is, I think, among one of the better ones in F1. It's just that the car really hasn't been there.
Yeah.
When the car has been, they've really made the most of it. So
you can see that they have been pushing each other, I would say, as well.
Yeah.
And you see that Bortoleto is really strong in quali, and then Hulkenberg usually pulls it back in the race, and then they kind of, are kind of towards the same end of the field.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what I wanted to touch on. Seeing that contrast between brand new rookie, young guy coming in with a whole cohort of rookies as well this season, and comparing that with older, more experienced guy with longevity in the sport, you've really seen that sort of go head to head. And, they've got a really good relationship as well, which I'm sure has been super helpful for Gabby coming into the sport. But, Hulkenberg always brought it back with the race pace. I think that was so impressive. Bortoleto obviously got a very, very good friendship with Max Verstappen, who's been helping him out a lot with some little tips and tricks and set up things here and there, which, we've heard them speak about together. But, his quali pace has been incredible. If you take it about the car experience, but it's really interesting to me to see the way that Hulkenberg then brings it back in the race, because I think on average he's got the higher finishing position. I want to say that seems
I would
correct.
say consistency is more the thing that Hulkenberg has going for him.
Yes.
Bortoleto didn't have a bad season, but towards the end he did have a couple of mistakes that really cost him towards being able to score some points and impress people. But like
I
you
mean,
said,
Brazil.
yeah, that really is the standout one. But like you said, he's been, helped by Max Verstappen, who's been teaching him on the sim and kind of how you have to handle with the pressures that go into being an F1 driver these days. But something that stood out for me was during the Fastest Pitstop podcast. They were talking about their preparation for Hungary, where they were trying out lines that you could take to overtake. And then when you look at the race, they were the only one to make moves or keep positions because no one was able to overtake anyone except for those two. And then when Verstappen tried to overtake Bortoleto, he couldn't, which is really, I think it was pretty funny to see. Yeah, and it shows that Bortoleto really has raw talent, and he wants to listen and learn, which is very
Yeah, I
important.
think. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't really ask for a better teacher either, could you? So I think that's a very, very nice little setup he's got there. He's got a great team around him. Even learning from Hulkenberg as a teammate. As they become Audi, there's a lot of positives to take, and I think his progression will be phenomenal. I think he's one of the rookies kind of that we've seen have a really, really rocky season. At the beginning, it was kind of, and then it got good, and then it kind of went really bad. But it was very much a quintessential rookie season. So it was really enjoyable to watch, and you can really see that he will progress into a fantastic driver. Before we move on to best race, worst race, worst race. Oh, edit this out. Before we move on to that, before we move on to best race, worst race, is there anything else you would like to say about Sauber?
It's going to be fun, I think, next year there's a lot of improvements coming to the team, I believe. So
The biggest improvement they will make is to finally get rid of the god-awful livery. I did not like that livery.
That neon green. They're going what? Silver orange, I think.
I have no clue. We'll have to see when they announce it. But,
I mean, from the presentations before, I think it was like a silver car with orange wheels. Looked
I
great.
think they'll go for
the red.
Yeah, but I think that will be the biggest improvement they can make. Just that livery. They have a good lineup. They have a good team. Audi
Not the incredible new state-of-the-art facilities.
No.
None of that.
Just the livery.
Just the livery. Okay.
It's like when you add the flames to a car, makes it faster. So yeah.
I'm just glad Kick is out. So.
Yeah, no. Obviously, Audi will bring innovation, money, probably. Yeah, I think
they'll just throw in
they are one to watch next season.
They'll just throw in the R8 engine into the F1 car and call it a day.
Best raced what? I can't. I actually can't.
I'll take over.
Best race, worst race. What do we think? Over to you guys.
On the assumption,
I think many would say Britain. I think for Hulkenberg's podium, I guess. But I think like what Pidge mentioned, like what Austria, because double points finish.
I mean, on the assumption that Dan won't kill me for this. Of course, Britain, first podium for Hulkenberg, one of my best moments of the season.
Yeah.
By far. But if you have to look at the team's performance, their first double points finish on pace was in Austria. I think that really also was the start of, a points streak for them. So I'll have to put that one as the best race for them.
The worst race would be what, Bahrain?
I mean, yeah, they had no pace. It was also towards the start of the season, and they weren't really doing that well. I mean, Hulkenberg scored points early on with wet Australia. But yeah, they had a rough start, and you'd expect them to, following 2024. But I think that's also a good thing if Bahrain was your worst race, because they had a really long season, and they really impressed a lot of people throughout that season. So yeah, but
I'd
have to put Bahrain as the worst one.
I mean, Silverstone, I think, as a team, maybe wasn't the greatest, just purely because of the Bortoleto DNF. But we did get that very wholesome team radio, him congratulating Hulk on the podium. So that was a nice team moment, but maybe not their biggest success story. I'd maybe throw Brazil in for worst race, because that was just back-to-back crashes for Bortoleto.
Yeah.
Lots of damage, home race, just all the possible bad things that could have happened to them happened. So I'd maybe throw that in there as well. But I think that is all we're going to cover today on Sauber. Join us in the next one. We're going to do a whole series on
what do you think of Sauber in 2025?
Yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments. You can keep an eye for this series. We'll be uploading as we go through each team. But let us know what you think as well. In the meantime, you can find us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and whatever you call Twitter. We are there, and also have a look at our YouTube channel, because you can see our kind of reviews of the season as it's played out if you are missing F1 as much as we are. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.